Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So in this video, we're just going to have a screencast solution of Geeks for Geeks problem of the day. And today's problem is isomorphic strings and it is an easy level problem. So I believe the exact same problem we encountered in the last weekly contest of Geeks for Geeks itself, but it does not show in my submissions. So anyways, I attempted that problem during the contest. So I have solved this problem before, essentially what I'm going to say. Now this problem says that, let me reread this once again so we are on the same page. Given that two isomorphic strings, we have to check whether these are isomorphic to each other. If the characters in string 1 can be changed to get string 2, then two strings are considered isomorphic. A character must be completely swapped out for another character while maintaining the order of the characters. A character may map to itself, but no two characters may map to the same character. Right. So here we have this. Now the very first base condition that we wanted to have was, let's say if string 1 dot size is not equals to string 2 dot size, right? So we have to return false. Now the problem what it essentially is saying is, so this was just some rougher for lead code problem of the day. Anyways, this is, let's say, AAB and this is x and y, right? Now if you replace every a in the string 1 by x, then it is going to be xxb. Now if you replace every b by y in string 2, then it is going to be x, x and y, right? So you see, after replacing a by x and after replacing b with y, you get this particular string, that is xxy. So we want to find whether there exists such replacement such that we always can make this kind of. So like there was some background noise, that is why I had to take a break, small break. Anyways, so what is essentially going on here is we want to find such a mapping so that this is possible, right? This is our whole problem. Now if you see the second example, let's say a and b, right? So let's say this maps to x, this maps to y and this maps to z. So you see that we, for a we have x also, for a we have y also, so this is not allowed. Basically this is what they're trying to say. Now that means for each character there should be at least one mapping. So what I can do is, let's say I have a taken vector, let's say this is a, and or maybe this should be integer, this is a, and let's say this is of size 26 and this is b. So this is not the same method that I used during the contest, this is some other method I am coming up with right now. So now I believe the size of both of the strings will be same. So I'm just going to take their size and I'm just going to traverse the strings. So you will see in a while what I'm essentially trying to do. So let's say if a of str1 of I minus a is not equals to -1, that means I have already assigned some character to this particular character in string 1, right? Now let's say that particular character is something, right? Now what I can do, let's say this value is x and it is equals to str1 of I minus a, right? If x is not equals to str2 of I minus a, that means I can return 0. So what is essentially happening is, I'm just first checking if I have already assigned some character to this particular character in string A. Let's say I have A here, that means I already made the mapping or not, right? So when I encounter this first A, I know that I have not made any mapping, so I don't do anything. I will not enter this if condition, right? Now when I come to this particular A, I know that A has already been mapped to X. Now I will check whether the character that is present in string B is the same character that was mapped to this particular character or not. If it is not same, then I'm just going to return 0, right? Now I have to do the exact same thing the other way around. So I'm just going to check for the second string. If the mapping has been done, that means this will not be equal to -1, and let's say this is X and this is going to be of str2 of I minus A, right? If X is not equals to str1 of I minus A, that means the mapping was done but the characters were not same, so I'm just going to return 0, right? And at the end I'm just going to update my mapping. So A of str1 of I minus A is going to be str2 of I minus A, right? Similarly B of str2 of I minus A is going to be str1 of I minus A, right? And at the end, if none of the conditions are like visited from these ones, that means my answer was possible and I can just return 1 here, right? So let me compile this and let's see what is the output. So this passes for the first sample test case. Let me just change this. So this is going to be XYZ now, right? Let's just compile it. Right, so this works here and I'm just going to submit this and just quickly check whether this works or not. So yeah, it passes all the test cases and the solution is correct. So this is actually not the same way which I used during the contest. That was a little bit different, but this is much better. So what I'm trying to store here is I have a vector of integers a and b, right? So I'm just writing down in the comments as well. So a is going to store mapping for str1, right? Similarly, b is going to store mapping for str2, right? So I have str2 here. So once I have these mappings with me, initially -1 means that this character has not been mapped to any other character. Now if it is not equal to -1, that means the mapping has already been done. I extract the mapping into a variable x and I just check if this mapping, if this character in the string 2 is same as the mapping or not. If it is not same, I have to return 0, because that means in this case there will be more than one mappings and that is not allowed, right? I do the exact same thing for string 2 as well, right? So if the mapping has been done already, I check what was the mapping. If it is not same to the current mapping, that means I have to return 0, right? So now if none of them is executed, I can just update my mapping for each of the characters, right? And at the end I can just return 1 and this would be the whole solution of the problem. The problem is itself not very difficult, it is very simple, and I hope that you guys were able to understand the solution. If you guys did, then consider dropping a like on this video and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments, because your engagement with this particular video really helps the YouTube algorithm to understand that this video is actually helpful for you and it will be able to reach much more people like you who want to keep solving new problems. So that was it for today, and till the next video drops, keep coding, stay safe, bye.